see. KK song.
Song name?
Bhagavatam. Oh, thank you. Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam, right here. I think it's one of those songs that's done with a 2-beat instead of a 3-beat, so I think I'm going to have to play the kirtans on this one. I don't know. You can play the 2-beat on the drum?
No, I don't do it.
Let's see. Hare Krishna. You play the drum? You play the drum? I don't know the 2-beat. We sing Jagannathastakam for the pleasure of Lord Jagannath. Maybe you can give me the kirtans because I can't play the 2-beat on the drum, unfortunately. I mean, I can, but I can only if I know the song really well.
2 beats I don't know.
Yeah. So traditionally in Hare Krishna movement, during the time that Lord Jagannath is in his 2 weeks, which is usually it's 2 weeks. In some places we do it 1 week, like here and in New York. But during that time, we sing the Jagannathastakam. It's a very beautiful song about Lord Jagannath. So I thought we would do that. The author is Adi Shankara. So a lot of people think of him as a Mayavadi. Here he shows his devotional side.
Adi Shankara.
Yeah, he's given as the author of the song.
He's not a Mayavadi.
No, he's different, huh?
He's Mahadev himself.
Yeah, exactly. I know. He's disguised as a Mayavadi.
He's a best devotee, but he's preaching Mayavadi.
Yeah.
He's not a Mayavadi.
Phone doesn't blinks off. That's right. Sangita Karavo Sangita Karavo Hare Sangita Tatipina Sangita Karavo Kadachit Kalindi Tataripina Sangita Karavo Pirinari Padana Kamala Pada Adupa Rama Shambhu Ramara Pati Ganesai Chitara Paro Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava to me.
Jagannath Swami
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava to me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami
Uje Spaya Venum Shirasi Shika Pitcham Katitate.
Uje Sangye Venum Shirasi Shika Pitcham
Ukulam Netrante Sakachara Kataksha Tiridare.
Tugulam Netrante
Srimad Vrindavan Asatila. Sorry, should I again? Sada Srimad Vrindavan Asatilila Parichayo. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava to me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava to me.
Ambode Spire Kanaka Ruchire Nilatikare. Vasan Prasadanta Sahaja Pala Padrena Palina.
Vasan Prasadanta
Subhadra Madhyasta Sakapla Suraseva Asarado. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava to me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava to me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami
Kripa Parivara Sajala Jalaka Shreni Uchiro. Kripa Parivara Sajala Jalada Shreni Uchiro. Ramavani Ramaspura Amala Punkeru Hamuka. Surendra Araya Shruti Gana Sikagi Tacharito. Try that one again. Surendra Araya Shruti. So that's right. Surendra Araya Shruti Gana Sikagi Tacharito. Araya Shruti Gana Sikagi Tacharito. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava to me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhava to me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Baba to me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Baba to me.
Tarudo Gachan Pashi Milisa Budeva Patalai
Tarudo Gachan Pashi Milisa Budeva Patalai
Suti Pradurbhavam Pratipadam Upakanya Sataya
Stuti Pradurbhavam Pratipadam Upakanya Sataya
Daya Sindhu Bandhu Sakala Jagatam Sindhu Sutaya Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Baba to me.
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 Brahma Tira Kuvala Yatalo Kula Nayano
Param Brahma Pida Kuvalaya Tarakulanayano
Nivasine Lari Nikatarano Nantasarasi
Nivasi Niladro Nitacharano Nantashirasi
Rasananda Radha Sarasa Tapur Alingana Suko
Rasanandi Radha Sarasa Vapurlingana Suko
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Baba to me.
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 Navayache Rajam Nachakanaka Manika Babavam
Naveyache Rajam Nachakanakanikya Vibhavam
Ayache Ham Ramyam Sakala Janakamyam Parabadum
Navyacheyam Ramyam Sakala Janakamyam Vibhavadum
Sada Kale Kale Pamata Patina Hikatarito
Sada Kale Kale Kamaka Patina Garita Charito
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Baba to me.
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 Avatvam samsaram Sutantaramaksaram Surapate
Samsaram Saram Surapate
Aratvam papanam Vittatim aparam Yadavapate
Aratvam papanam Viratim aparam Yadavapate
Ahodine nate Nihita charano Nishitamiram
Ahodinanate Nihita Charano Nishitamiram
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Pratami Bhavatu me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Pratami Bhavatu me.
So we can read the translation. Maybe we can take turns. Read the first one. Sometimes in great happiness, Lord Jagannath makes a loud concert with his flute in the groves on the banks of the Yamuna. He is like a bumblebee tasting the beautiful lotus-like faces of the cowherd damsels of Vraja, and great personalities such as Lakshmi, Shiva, Rama, Indra, and Ganesh worship his lotus feet. May thou, Jagannath Swami, be the object of my vision. Somebody want to read too?
Yeah. In his left hand, Lord Jagannath holds a flute. On his head, he wears a peacock feathers, and on his hips, he wears fine yellow silken cloth. From the corners of his eyes, he bestows sidelong glances upon his loving devotees, and he always reveals himself through his pastimes in his divine abode of Vrindavan. May that Jagannath Swami be the object of my vision.
On the shore of the great ocean, within a large palace atop brilliant golden Nilachala hill, Lord Jagannath resides with his powerful brother Balabhadra and his sister Subhadra, who sits between them. May that Jagannath Swami, who bestows the opportunity for devotional service upon all godly souls, be the object of my vision.
Sri Jagannath Dev is an ocean of mercy. His body complexion is as beautiful as a bank of blackish rain clouds. He enjoys with Lakshmi Devi and Sarasvati. His face is like a fully blossomed, spotless lotus. He is worshipped by the foremost of demigods, and his transcendental glories have been sung in the topmost scriptures. May that Sri Jagannath Dev be the object of my vision.
Lord Jagannath is an ocean of mercy and as beautiful as a row of blackish rain
And the
clouds.
next one, 5.
Five.
Same.
Five. When Lord Jagannatha moves along the road on his Rath Yatra car, at every step, large assemblies of Brahmanas loudly chant prayers and sing songs for his pleasure. Hearing their hymns, Lord Jagannatha becomes very favorably disposed toward them. He is the ocean of mercy and the true friend of all the worlds. May that Jagannatha Swami, along with his consort Lakshmi, who was born from the ocean of nectar, be the object of my vision.
Sixth, Lord Jagannath, whose eyes resemble fully blown lotus petals, is the ornament on Lord Brahma's head. He resides on Nilachal hill with his lotus feet placed on the heads of Anantadev. Overwhelmed by the mellows of love, he joyfully embraces Srimati Radharani's body, which is like a cool pond. May that Jagannath Swami be the object of my vision.
7. I do not pray for a kingdom, nor do I pray for gold, rubies, or wealth, nor do I ask for a beautiful wife as desired by all men. I simply pray that Lord Jagannath, whose glories are sung by Lord Shiva, may be the constant object of my vision. Shri Ponitai ki jai. Shri Radha Parisisvara ki jai. Lord Jagannath, Lord Balaram, please. Somebody want to read the last one?
O Lord of the demigods, please quickly remove this useless material existence I am undergoing. O Lord of the Yadus, please destroy this vast, shoreless ocean of sins. Alas, this is certain, Lord Jagannath bestows his lotus feet upon those who feel themselves fallen and have no shelter in this world but him. May the Jagannath Swami be the object of my vision.
But I want to read the benediction verse, number 9.
The self-restrained, virtuous soul who recites these 8 verses, glorifying Lord Jagannath, becomes cleansed of all sins and duly proceeds to Lord Vishnu's abode.
So it says this song has been written by Adi Shankaracharya, but spoken by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya lived in Jagannath Puri and saw Lord Jagannath every day, and apparently recited this beautiful song. So we'll go on to the class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Withdrawal of the Cosmic Creations. Chapter 18, Lord Vamadeva, the Dwarf Incarnation. And we're just reading 28, is it? And the
28 yesterday, last time was done by Rasaparayan Prabhu, 29 today.
Till the end of the
But
chapter.
none of them have any purports really.
Yeah.
So we have written 29 on board today.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So we usually speak on verses that have purports, so we'll chant all the verses up to 8:19:2, which is the first one with the purport. So because this is on the board, we can chant it together, I guess. Shri Balivacha.
Shri Balivacha.
Svagatam te namastubhyam.
Svagatam te namastubhyam.
Vaman kim karavama te.
Man kim karavamate.
Marshinam tapa sakshan.
Dhammashinam tapasakshan.
Mane tvarya apurdaram.
Manye tvarya apurdaram.
Shri Balivacha.
Shri Balivacha.
Svagatam te namastubhyam.
Svagatam te namastubhyam.
Vaman kim karavama te.
Brahman kim
Karavamate.
Marshinam tapa sakshan.
Brahmashinam tapasakshan.
Mane tvarya apurdaram.
Manye tvarya apurdaram.
Shri Balivacha.
Shri Balivacha.
Svagatam te namastubhyam.
Svagatam te namastubhyam.
Vaman kim karavama te.
Brahman kim karavamate.
Marshinam tapa sakshan.
Brahmashinam tapasakshan.
Mane tvarya apurdaram.
Mane tvarya vapurdaram.
Shante.
Shri Baliruvacha.
Shri
Balivacha.
Svagatam te namastubhyam.
Svagatam te namastubhyam.
Brahman kim karamamate.
Brahman kim karavamate.
Brahmashinam tapasakshan.
Brahmashinam tapasakshan.
Manye tvarya vapurdaram.
Manye tvarya vapurdaram.
Shri Baliruvacha.
Shri Balivacha.
Svagatam te namastubhyam.
Svagatam te namastubhyam.
Brahman kim karavamate.
Brahman kim karavamate.
Brahmashinam tapasakshan.
Brahmashinam tapasakshan.
Manye dvarya vapurdaram.
Mane tvarya vapurdaram.
Shri Balir Vacha
Shri Balir
Vacha
Swagatam Te Namastubhyam
Swagatam Te Namastubhyam
Brahman Kim Karvamate
Brahman Karvamate
Brahma Rishinam Tapasakshan
Brahmashinam tapasakshan
Manye Tvarya Vapurdharam
Manye Tvarya Vapurdharam
Shri Balir Uvacha
Shri Balir Vacha
Swagatam Te Namastubhyam
Swagatam Te Namastubhyam
Brahman Kim Karvamate
Brahman Kim Karvamate
Brahmashinam Tapasakshan
Brahmashinam tapasakshan
Manye Tvarya Vapurdharam
Manye Tvarya Vapurdharam
Shri Bali Vacha.
Shri Balir Vacha
Bali Maharaj said,
Hari
Maharaj said,
Suagatam,
Bhagavatam,
all welcome,
all welcome,
Te,
Te
unto you,
unto you.
Namatubhyam,
Namatubhyam,
I offer my respectful obeisances unto you,
I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
Brahman,
Brahman,
O Brahmana,
O Brahman,
Kim,
Kim,
what,
what,
Karavama,
Karvama
can we do,
can we do
Te,
Te
for you,
for you.
Brahma Rishinam,
Brahma Rishina,
of the great Brahmana sages,
of the great Brahmana sages,
Tapaha,
Tapaha,
austerity,
austerity,
Sakshat,
Sakshat,
directly,
directly,
Manye,
Manye,
I think,
I think,
Ta,
Tva,
you, Arya,
Arya,
O noble one,
O noble one,
Vapudaram,
Vapudharam,
personified.
personified.
Translation. Bali Maharaj then said to Lord Vamanadev, O Brahmana, I offer you my hearty welcome and my respectful obeisances. Please let us know what we may do for you. We think of you as the personified austerity of the great Brahmana sages. So I'll read all the ones until we get to one with the purport and talk about that. Adyana Pitaras Tripta, Adyana Pavitram Kulam, Adya Shrista Kutur Ayam, Yad Bhavan Agato Graham. O my Lord, because you've kindly arrived at our home, all my forefathers are satisfied. Our family and the entire dynasty have been sanctified, and the sacrifice we are performing is now complete because of your presence. Adyajano me suita pitadri vidi vidavada tvacharan nava nejanai tam haso barbi iyam saburaho tata mita tanubi padastaiva. O son of a Brahmana, today the fire of sacrifice is ablaze according to the injunctions of the Shastra. I have been freed from all the sinful reactions of my life by the water that has washed your lotus feet. O my Lord, by the touch of your small lotus feet, the entire surface of the world has been sanctified. Karyat Vacho Panchasi Tat Pratichit Me Kam Artinam Vipra Sutanu Tarkaye Kam Kanchanam Gunatvad Dhamamishtam Tatana Payam Utava Vipakanyam Kaman Samiddangs Turagan Kata Va Vatangs Tata Hatama Samhiticha. O son of a Brahmana, it appears that you've come here to ask me for something. Therefore, whatever you want, you may take from me. O best of those who are worshipable, you may take from me a cow, gold, a furnished house, palatable food and drink, the daughter of a Brahmana for your wife, prosperous villages, horses, elephants, chariots, or whatever you desire. That's the end of the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 8th canto, 18th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Lord Vamanadev, Dwarf Incarnation. Chapter 19, Lord Vamadev begs charity from Bali Maharaj. This 19th chapter describes how Lord Vamadev asked for 3 paces of land in charity, how Bali Maharaj agreed to his proposal, and how Shukracharya forbade Bali Maharaj to fulfill Lord Vamanadev's request. When Bali Maharaj, thinking of Vamanadev to be the son of a Brahmana, told him to ask for anything he liked, Lord Vamanadev praised Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha for their heroic activities, and after thus praising the family in which Bali Maharaj had been born, he begged the king for 3 paces of land. Bali Maharaj agreed to give this land in charity, since this was very insignificant, but Shukracharya, who could understand that Vamanadev was Vishnu, the friend of the demigods, forbade Bali Maharaj to give this land. Shukracharya advised Bali Maharaj to withdraw his promise. He explained that in subduing others, in joking, in responding to dangers, in acting for the welfare of others, and so on, one could refuse to fulfill one's promise, and there would be no fault. By this philosophy, Shukracharya tried to dissuade Bali Maharaj from giving land to Lord Vamanadev. Text 1, Shri Shukravacha, Iti Vairanchaner Vakyam, Dharma Yuktam Sunitam, Nishamya Bhagavan Prita, Partinandyeram Abhavit. Shukadeva Goswami continued, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vamanadev, heard Bali Maharaj speaking in this pleasing way, he was very satisfied, for Bali Maharaj had spoken in terms of religious principles. Thus the Lord began to praise him. Sri Bhagavan Avacha Vachas Tabai Taj Janadeva Sunritam Kulochitam Dharma Yutam Yashas Karam Yasya Pramanam Bhagava Samparaye Vitamaha Kula Veda Prashanta. Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O King, you are indeed exalted because your present advisors are the Brahmanas who are descendants of Bhrigu, and because your instructor for your future life is your grandfather, the peaceful and venerable Prahlad Maharaj. Your statements are very true, and they completely agree with religious etiquette. They are in keeping with the behavior of your family, and they enhance your reputation. Report by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Prahlad Maharaj is a vivid example of a pure devotee. Someone may argue that since Prahlad Maharaj, even though very old, was attached to his family, and specifically to his grandson Bali Maharaj, how could he be an ideal example? Therefore, this verse uses the word prashanta. The devotee is always sober. He is never disturbed by any conditions. Even if a devotee remains in grihastha life and does not renounce material possessions, he should still be understood to be prashanta, sober, because of his pure devotion to the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore said, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kene Naya. Ye Krishna Tata Veta, Se Guru Haya. Whether one is a Brahmana, a sannyasi, or a Shudra, regardless of what he is, he can become a spiritual master if he knows the science of Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 8:128. Anyone completely aware of the science of Krishna, regardless of his status in life, is a guru. Thus Prahlad Maharaj is a guru in all circumstances. Here His Lordship Vamanadev also teaches sannyasis and brahmacharis that one should not ask for more than necessary. He wanted only 3 paces of land, although Bali Maharaj wanted to give him anything that he wanted. Magyana Timarandasya Yananjana Shlakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Budale Shri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Stay Saraswati Devi Gaurava Pacharini Nirvasesha Shunivadi Pasachata Yashtani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Panchakalpatarviyascha Kripa Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So we are finishing one chapter and beginning another. So after Lord Vamana appeared, which was the main happening in chapter 18, at the tail end, Bali Maharaj was speaking some words of welcome, bhagwatam, which is also welcome in Bengali. It's also Hindi, bhagwatam, a very universal word. I was in Sheffield, England, and they had welcome written in different languages of the world on the bus station, and bhagwatam was written in Bengali script, and I was so amazed to run into Bengali script in the middle of England. So bhagwatam is a very common word, and Bali Maharaj is very happy with the appearance of Vamana Deva and is welcoming him. And the Brahmanas are in a superior position in the Varnashram to the Kshatriyas, and therefore they are meant to consider the gurus of the Kshatriyas, and they're worshipped by the Kshatriyas. So actually Lord Vamanadeva is praising Bali Maharaj for his little speech of reception, where he's glorifying Brahmana order and saying, just by taking the water that has washed the feet of this Brahmana brahmachari, he's completely free from all sins. And then he's offered to give anything to Vamana Deva in charity. So that's another thing. One of the qualities of the Kshatriya is that they give in charity. There's a nice section in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita where Krishna describes the qualities and activities of the four different varnas. She describes the qualities of the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, and he describes the activities of the Vaishyas and Shudras. So there's this verse that goes, Soyam Teja Triti Daksha Yore Chapa Palayana Dhanam Ishvara Balascha Sacham Karmas Vadajan. So the word dana is in there, the third line begins with dana. So dana is charity. And it's actually interesting that Sanskrit is the mother of all languages, and so this word for charity, dana, shows up in other languages, like in French, what's the word for?
Donner.
Yeah. In Polish it's dawać. And in English we speak of donations, which also comes from dana. So he's Bali Maharaj is aware of his duty that he's supposed to give in charity to the Brahmanas, and he's very enthusiastic. And Vamanadeva, we're learning in this verse, is very, very happy to hear all these words of Bali Maharaj, which are completely according to the Vedic version, and therefore he's very happy about that. Truthfulness is a very important quality of the Brahmanas, and they appreciate truth and they try to be truthful themselves. And so the ultimate Brahmana brahmachari, Brahmana, is appreciating the truth in the words of Bali Maharaj in his reception. And he's glorifying him by glorifying his ancestry, that he's glorifying his grandfather Prahlad Maharaj, who's the ultimate pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada writes, Prahlad Maharaj is a vivid example of a pure devotee. And even in the Leela in the 7th canto, that Nrsingadev himself says that Prahlad Maharaj is the best example of this pure devotee. So Bali Maharaj is very fortunate because of his relationship with Prahlad Maharaj, and by the blessings of Prahlad Maharaj, although appearing in this family of demons, and although acting very demoniacally and conquering over the heavenly planet and stealing it away from demigods, actually, as we will learn in this, as the pastime plays out, is actually a great devotee. And that is by the mercy of Prahlad Maharaj. So Srila Prabhupada takes a certain amount of time to make the point that a devotee is ideal in whatever situation he is in, whatever varna or whatever ashram, he's completely transcendental. And one shouldn't accuse him of being too attached to his grandson, which is attachment to relatives is considered mundane, material attachment. And the trouble with attachment to relatives can actually be seen in the whole Leela, in the Bhagavad Gita, in many ways. Actually, the whole war was caused by Dhritarashtra's attachment to his sons, who were completely demoniac. Duryodhana had a program of trying to poison Bhima, trying to burn alive all the Pandavas, and to strip Draupadi naked in the government assembly. So this is all thoroughly demoniac activity, but his father, Dhritarashtra, instead of chastising him for engaging in such abominable activities, completely supported his activities. And therefore, ultimately, he created so many aparads against the pure devotee Vaishnavas, the Pandavas, that he actually lost everything. Dhritarashtra lost his 100 sons and lost the kingdom and everything. So that was all because this material affection is very natural, and therefore sometimes it overcomes our ability to act according to religious principles. When the family attachment is too great, people, when they're deciding to do this or that, they act according to the family attachment instead of according to Dharma. And indeed, Arjuna was also challenged for that, because it was his duty to fight. But Arjuna was such a nice guy that even though Duryodhana had tried to burn his family alive, was trying to strip his wife naked, and tried to poison his brother, he didn't want to kill him, which is actually the proper punishment for such a rascal, because he was his cousin. But Krishna, because he wanted to protect society from being governed by completely demoniac people, wanted the Kauravas completely uprooted and eliminated, along with many demoniac personalities, and therefore he strongly encouraged Arjuna to fight, which he actually did, and therefore Arjuna became famous for acting according to the directions of Krishna. So it's a very important lesson that we shouldn't be carried away by family attachment to act against Dharma, where we will actually lose everything, just like Dhritarashtra lost everything. And instead we should act according to Dharma like Arjuna, and we will be victorious. So Prahlad Maharaj is always transcendental in being a pure devotee of the Lord. And in the Leelas of the followers of Lord Chaitanya, there have been many amazing grahastas who are highly transcendently situated, such as Ramananda Roy, who's one of the eternal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And of course, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who's amazing personality. Get up at 10 o'clock at night and write about Lord Chaitanya's teachings for 6 hours and while everybody else was sleeping. Very amazing personality. Completely absorbed in Dharma, although situated in the Grahastha ashram. Then the final point that Prabhupada briefly makes in the 2-line paragraph at the end is that in this Leela, which will be mentioned in the rest of this chapter, Ramana teaches that sannyasis and brahmacharis should not ask for more than necessary by just asking for 3 paces of land. There's a very beautiful verse which comes up where, which I'll read. Somebody can talk about it later, but it's just such a beautiful verse. Because it tells how everyone is looking for happiness. So what's the proper consciousness if you want to be happy? One should, this is verse 24 of this same chapter, one should be satisfied with whatever he achieves by his previous destiny. For discontent can never bring happiness. A person who is not self-controlled will not be happy even with possessing the 3 worlds. So that's the actual standard, is to be completely satisfied by what the Lord has provided. And we see a lot of the trouble in the world, a lot of the wars and stuff in the world are because somebody thinks that somebody else is erroneously possessing the land that they should actually possess. Like there's this war in Ukraine because Putin thinks that Ukraine actually should belong to Russia. All right, but that wasn't his destiny. But he's going to make up for the mistake God made in giving Ukraine independence by taking it over. So there's a nice verse in the Ishopanishad. Isha Basham idam sarvam yakita jagat yam jagatena chaktena bundita magrita kasa svidanam. That everything is owned and controlled by the Supreme Lord, and therefore one should accept only that which is set aside as his quota, knowing well to whom everything else belongs. And then the next verse, which I have not successfully remembered the Sanskrit of, says that if one can live for hundreds of years, if he continuously goes on working in that way, for that sort of work will not bind him to the law of karma. There's no alternative to this way for man. So that's also Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita talks about the self-realized soul in 422. Idricha lava santushto. He's satisfied with gain that comes of its own accord. So he's actually speaking the very same thing as Brahman. So it's something that, and in one sense, it's not really. Prabhupada says it's a lesson for sannyasis and brahmacharis that one should not ask more than necessary, but it's also a lesson for devotees in general that they shouldn't be eager to accumulate more than necessary. So does anybody have any questions or comments or realizations regarding this nice section of Srimad Bhagavatam with lots of lessons? We have 4 minutes according to my watch till 9 o'clock. any thoughts about any of these points that made in the verses or the purports in the class? Yes?
Could you elaborate on this point that you mentioned at the very end about the fact that it's a lesson that we should not accumulate more than necessary?
Right.
How do you practically apply it?
How do we practically
How to understand that now it's becoming more than necessary?
Right.
You see?
And actually, I was just reading. Reading my notes on a brahmachari class that Niranjana Swami gave. He made the point that as a brahmachari, it's very easy to see if you have more than necessary, but as a grahastha, it's more hard. So you have realization of this. Yeah. And as an individual male grahastha may be satisfied living very simply, but his wife may not be as enthusiastic about living simply, and his children may not be as eager to live simply. Yeah. There's one place where Prabhupada says that his family members may ask many, many things, and he should just say yes, 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 but internally he should be very careful to not create a complicated life where the self-realization is lost. So, well, we know that there's different things we need. We need food, we need clothes, and we need shelter. So those things we definitely need. So those things are all required. And basically, the idea is the difficulty about the mentality of acquiring things is it's a symptom of the mode of passion. And if one dies in that consciousness, he has to take on another material body because he's thinking about acquiring things instead of thinking about pleasing Krishna and going back to Godhead or serving as Guru. So that's the reason, like, all this talk against fruitive activity, for working for sense gratification, is there because if one dies in that consciousness, one has to take on a material body. So I guess the idea is to try to be satisfied if those essentials are there. You have a place to stay, you have some food to eat, you have some clothes to wear, you have some service to perform for the deity, you have some friends, you have some Vaishnava association, you have some deity worship, you have the different elements of a devotional life and the different spiritual necessities and the different material necessities that you should be thankful to the Lord for providing. And then when we're thankful to the Lord for providing, then that enhances our relationship. We thank the Lord for all He has given and not get on His case for all the things He hasn't given, There's one purport where Prabhupada talks about if we were just talks about just being satisfied with what the Lord has given, and that enhancing our devotional relationship. I put it in my blog in the last 2 or 3 issues. If I'm enthusiastic, I might sift through it and find it. I put it on Facebook. I can scroll down my Facebook. So I guess it's time. We've somehow or other talked until 9 o'clock about Srimad Bhagavatam. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, who wanted us to have class in Srimad Bhagavatam every day, following the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who greatly recommended Srimad Bhagavatam, and who himself would listen to it in Jagannath Puri every day. Thank you for your kind attention. Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The next part of our program is prasadam, which is served outside in fresh air.
His Grace Krishna Kripa Prabhu Ki Jai.
Govinda Name.